Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Headlines with Amr. Today is Friday, August 15th, and this is episode 35. We are getting started here in New York City, and we're doing something a little bit different with our story today. So, without further ado, let's revisit the shooting that happened here in New York a couple weeks ago, where a man shot and killed 4 people in a Midtown office building. I want to talk about one of those who was killed, 36-year-old Didarul Islam, a Muslim NYPD officer originally from Bangladesh. When I saw that he had been killed and he was a member of the NYPD, it really got me thinking about identity politics and tribalism here in the United States, and how this tragic event could be a reminder that anyone, anywhere can do anything at any time, and that most of us hold a multitude of identities at once. We walk around carrying all these identities with us. And yet there's so much emphasis in the outside world on these identities, as if they exist in a vacuum. You're Muslim, you're part of the LGBT community, you're for cops, you're against cops. Which is interesting, because we live in a world where a black lieutenant governor from North Carolina called himself a black Nazi and said that we should bring back slavery. Jews are currently protesting a genocide happening in a state established for Jews. And yes, J.D. Vance publicly supported the reinstatement of a Doge staffer who resigned after posting "normalize Indian hate" despite being married to an Indian woman. Yes, it's true. But seriously, why so much emphasis on identity politics in the United States when it doesn't really play out that way in real life? Well, this might not be the first time you've heard this, but I think it's primarily distraction, right? It's a distraction from our increasingly corporatized, security stratified system that we live in that prioritizes capital over people. And consequently, fucks all of us who aren't billionaires over, whether we're cops, Muslims, transgender mice, or interracially married sharks that are increasingly attacking swimmers. Democrats use identity politics as a hollow rallying cry to make half-assed gestures towards minorities and communities facing inequality without helping them in reality, and in my opinion, making sure they stay in their place. Republicans, on the other hand, use it as a fear-mongering tactic to actually serve their real white supremacist goals. Both use it to distract us from the rotten core of the system that we live in, that is actually in part dependent upon inequality, and that's why both of them have a problem with Zohran Mamdani. It's not because he's Muslim, it's not because he's an immigrant, that is icing on the cake. It's because what he stands for challenges the most essential elements of their institutional survival. And it's not that Zohran is going to come to power and focus on improving life for his tribe, it's that he stands to come to power and address systemic inequalities that are so interwoven into our society, economy, and culture that all of us New Yorkers have a more honest shot at the American dream. Now, after that opening soliloquy, let's move to our second headline, which is that in the latest incident in an age-old, billion-year tradition of objectification, sexualization, oppression, and silencing of women, the WNBA is dealing with a crisis of spectators throwing sex toys onto the court during games. These toys have been all over the place. They've been in the crowds, they've almost hit players, and wouldn't you know it, the pronouns of all the offenders just happen to be he and him and his. Police are making arrests, actually. And one person was recently a repeat offender, was charged with disorderly conduct, criminal trespassing, public indecency, and indecent exposure. When he was arrested, he explained himself to the cops with, "This was supposed to be a joke that was supposed to go viral." So I'm not sure what the follow-up to that is. Like, is he suggesting that if it had gone viral, he wouldn't have been arrested? Or if we had all just been like, "Oh, that's so funny, let me tell all my friends about it," like that would have ended there? Like, what was he thinking? Meanwhile, an 18-year-old kid was also arrested because he pulled a sex toy from his sweater pocket, threw it into the crowd, and hit a spectator in the back. What is wrong with you guys? And where is the men used to go to war crowd? I see you guys harassing completely normal dudes who are mentally stable, have friends, and might enjoy a tiki drink from time to time. But when a portable vagina lands on the court of a basketball game, you're oddly quiet. Anyways, that's actually it for this week. I thank you all for watching. And if you're a man watching this, I hope you go ahead and grab yourself a Mai Tai this week and have that sangria. You know what I mean? I can assure you that you're not the problem. Thank you all, and have an excellent weekend. Bye-bye.